Greetings, children of the popcorn. Welcome to the pod. It's the Baron here, speaking to you from the Baron's dungeon. And who else have I got here?
Mr. Popcorn. How are you, Baron?
I'm well, Mr. Popcorn, and yourself?
Yeah, I've had sleep. Sleep is good. Mm.
I've had a couple of days off work down the Gold Coast for the Supernova convention, which was fun.
hmm
And had a
hmm
little bit of nice relaxing time. I go back to work early next week.
Good, good. And we've been sent another good movie by
Yeah,
our good
by
friend
the Walkden
Peter
what do they call
Walkden.
Walkden Publicity.
Thank you again, Peter. Happy to have
Yeah, Peter
formed this
Walkden.
partnership, this relationship. We're going to get quite a few more horrors, but leaning more into thrillers for a while anyway. There, Baron, it
Yeah.
looks like they're from Walkden Entertainment / Publicity. Look them up.
Yep.
We'll link all their stuff up on our socials at Evil Popcorn Pod. Because there's going to be a bit coming, which is
Hmm.
great. So it's a nice little avenue we've got going with Kiwi horror at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we've
What
watched
have we
a
been
film.
sent?
Now, you may find it called Killing Daniel, but the film we watched, the title said Daniel's Gotta Die.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
one of the things I really liked about it was the stunt casting of the dad who's behind you being Iggy Pop. I thought Iggy Pop did a great job in this film as a
Mhm.
man who looked like he was about to die.
Yes, I was very glad he popped up. I thought the use of his voice as narration, as
Yep.
the narrative voice was great. Yeah. And for our
Um,
young'uns, who is Iggy Pop, Baron?
what
We have to
what has
say
he
that.
done? What has he not done?
Mm, mm.
Um,
Well,
so no,
to begin with, I'll throw, as the muso, I'll throw it out there. Of course, he is
sure.
from the Stooges. This is
Yes.
prototype of the punk movement. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, I'm not going to get into it, but he's definitely a part of punk history and putting it together. Yeah. However you
Punk's
feel
weird
about
uncle.
him. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah. How is he still alive? How does he perform with the energy and kinetic chaos that he still does
Yeah.
at his age? What is he? He's got to be late 70s at the
So he was
least.
born in 1947, so that makes him 77 years, 77 years old.
There you go. Well, late 70s, pretty much bang in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's great in this. This movie came out in 2022. Who directed it, Baron? Please.
It was directed by Jeremy Lalonde.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeremy Lalonde hasn't got a lot of horror background, but this is not strictly speaking a horror. But it
No,
is.
no.
It's got horrific. It's got horrific elements in it. Obviously, there's murder and poison and stuff in it. And
Yes.
someone
Yes.
kills an iguana with a hacksaw with a chainsaw, I believe. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, and the gore is macabre. It
yeah,
is grotesque, definitely.
yeah. And it's
But
not
what we
understated either.
no, it's not. No, it's not. Absolutely not. But what we have here is a whodunit.
It's
Who
more of a who's gonna do it.
who's gonna do it? It is, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
who's gonna do it. The way the plot is mapped out when you're watching it, when how you get to know the characters. Knives Out, yeah,
Yep.
Glass Onion. It's
Yes.
very much of that kind, of that ilk, of that tone, of that, yeah. Would you
Yeah.
agree? Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
And the characters are awful,
Yeah, they're
awful
terrible too.
people. Yeah, yeah, all out
Yeah.
for their own, all narcissists, all out for their own gain to fuck the rest
Yeah.
of the family over.
Uh,
To the level of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, awful people. That's
yeah.
almost the comedic tone that this is going for. If it
Yep.
could, it would, I have the feeling, because you've
Yep.
got Bob Saget there.
Yes.
Now, Bob Saget, sure, he was in Full House, yeah? Or even Fuller House, whatever that nonsense was. I believe he cameoed in that. I'm sure he had
Yep.
something to do with that, whatever. Sorry, no offense. My point is he's also a stand-up, a dirty, dirty stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did
Like,
pass in 2022, not long after finishing this film. This was
yes,
his
he did.
final role.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Thank you. I didn't know
Yep.
that. Cool. Rest in peace, rest in peace. Because however you feel about him, he was a big part of comedy, and
Yeah.
he was, but never really known for how good he was. Because
Mm,
I will put it out there, so a lot of his comedy and behaviors towards women, nothing crazy, but it was questionable. Yeah, I get
yeah.
why females don't like this guy, just to put it
Yeah.
bluntly. Yeah, there is that there. Um, but and just objectively, funny in a dark way. So he was good casting in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel that, yeah, Iggy Pop's in this. If this movie, you know, got full reign carte blanche, it would have really went there. So horror fans, point being, do watch this movie because it's satisfying. It's satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely. I don't know if I'll put this in. I'll just throw that out there. This out there. I enjoyed this more than Silent Zone.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, I'd probably go along with that as well.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because I liked
Uh,
the characters more so. Yeah, because there is some good performances in this, and like Knives Out, they're all very distinct. They're all out for their own gain, and they're all
yeah.
terrible, and they're all overly privileged. It's yeah, crazy white people.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, definitely crazy white people. I did appreciate that they didn't fridge the girlfriend. Like it would have been really easy for them to accidentally
Okay.
kill her instead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she did the smart thing and like she leaves like halfway through, only to come back sort of at the end, which I really appreciated. Oh,
Fridge
by
is
the
a
way,
nice term. I like that.
are we gonna do well, do you know where it comes from?
No.
Okay. So there was a comic in the late 90s, early noughties. It was the Green Lantern comic. And the Green Lantern at the
Okay.
time on Earth was a guy called Kyle Rayner. So Kyle Rayner was picked at random by the Ring. It wasn't one of those must be the man without fear or any of that sort of stuff. Like the Ring literally just picked someone at random. And there was
Hmm.
a villain in that series called Major Damage. Major something. Anyway, regardless, but he literally
Mhm.
killed Kyle Rayner's girlfriend, smashed up her body, and stuck it in his fridge. So when you hear the term fridging, that's where it comes from.
It's
So
dark.
if a girlfriend is fridged in a film, it is usually to the point that they have been killed only to forward the plot on.
We're going to use that. Yes.
Yeah,
That's going to be an evil popcorn device. That's very cool. I like that.
yeah.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, they
Yes.
could have
Yeah.
fridged her really easy, but they didn't,
Yeah.
which is great. I,
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yes. They should be used as much as Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
I reckons. I got to mention it before I forget it. Now, in terms of cast, could you go to IMDb? I know I've got it here. My apologies. Mary Lynn. How do you pronounce
Hmm.
her last name there?
Ooh,
Sorry to throw that in your lap, but I'm not trying that.
Rajskub, Rajskub.
Yeah, it's Slavic. Now, what was her character's name?
Her character in this was called Mia Powell.
Thank you. Now, that's the lady who is doing basically a corporate Lydia from Beetlejuice in
Yeah.
this movie. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that a fair,
Very
as
fair assumption.
as
Yeah.
what's the word?
Very fair assumption.
Assumption? It's not really an assumption though. Assessment,
Assessment. Very fair assessment. Yeah.
assessment. Yeah. Gail the Snail from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yep.
For those who watch the show, yeah, she's in this and she is fantastic because I only know her as Gail the Snail in any great detail. But this
Yeah.
character in this movie was superb. This
I
characterization
think
was
I
superb
think I first came across her in
for
um
Mary Lynn
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Res Cub. Oh,
Yes. She was in a
what
couple of episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
was she? I
Yeah,
don't
I think four or
remember.
five.
All right. I started to kind of lose attention to playing close attention. Yeah, with those seasons. I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, she was great in this. I really appreciated seeing Gail the Snail flex her acting chops because she has
Yeah.
them. Yeah, and we do have Iggy
She
Pop. We've got Bob Saget, Gail the
One thing I
Snail,
will say about
Karen.
her, just while we're there,
Mm-hmm.
she has done a lot of work with David Cross and Bob Odenkirk, the Mr. Show,
Yeah,
Bob and
fantastic.
David. So
Brilliant.
she's got a real history with comedy as well.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. I'm a fan of everything you just said. Yeah, that's well within my wheelhouse. So I appreciated this movie on the comedic aspect there. The
Yep.
children who like the comedy certainly on the more edgier, darker side. It does have that aspect. It
Especially
is
the
a
ending.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. So this is not a terrible watch. For me, it's a once off. It is a once off because I have seen this story before. We'll get into it when
Yep.
we do the plot. But no, thank you, Peter. Thank you. So I'm keen to further the relationship and watch more of these films. But let's just refer to it as Daniel's Gotta Die for
Yep.
the episode. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we saw it as.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, um, official housekeeping business wise regarding this film. It's not out to the 16th of April, I believe. So it is out as of this recording digitally.
Yep.
This isn't coming to the cinemas
Yep.
or anything like
No, no, no,
that.
no.
Yeah. So these are going to be VOD movies from Walkden Entertainment slash publicity moving forward. But that's all
Yep.
good because we want to push that stuff because it gets no other kind of word of mouth or anything like
Yeah.
that, or any kind of real internet presence otherwise. Yeah, online presence otherwise. So fantastic. Yeah, came out in 2022. So this is new. We'll continue with the cast. Uh, Daniel, our unwitting protagonist, is played by Joel David Moore. Do you know Joel
Yep.
in other works?
I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. Favorite of mine, which is a film called Dodgeball, which is another one of those sporting comedy things.
Mm-hmm.
Often I'll watch them just like like you're eating popcorn. It's got no real substance to it. But
Mm-hmm.
Dodgeball, a true underdog story in inverted commas, is actually very funny. Um, I quite enjoy it. He played a role in Agents of Shield. He's been in Bones and Forever. Like he does a lot of TV stuff.
Does he
Um,
play this type, for want of a better word?
yeah, very much so. Like he
Yeah.
definitely he has one character he plays, and we've pretty much seen it in this.
Okay. I will get into thoughts about it as we go through, yeah, plot. Jason Jones is Victor Powell. Yeah, he was something. Now, Mary
Yeah,
Lynn, we'll just say Mary Lynn for now there,
Mary Lynn.
not to further disrespect, basically. As Mia Powell, fantastic.
Yeah.
Carly Chalkin is Jessica Powell.
So Carly Chaikin is playing Jessica Powell. You would know her from Into the Dark, Mr. Robot. Bad Blood was another one. She has got a few things that are kind of horror-y, but she was in an episode of a lovely TV show that I thought was very funny called NTSF SUV, which was a spoof of all of those CSI slash NCIS
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
ones. Very
Get it.
funny.
Get it. Yeah.
Um,
Iggy.
so yes, we got Iggy Pop.
What's Iggy
Uh,
done horror wise? There's a few
everything
things.
Iggy does is
Yeah.
horrific. So, Dead Man, Train Spotting, The Dead Don't Die, Arthur 3, The War of Two Worlds. No, that's an animated kids film. He was in Hardware. Remember Hardware, the film with
Hardware's
the robot?
fantastic. We need to cover hardware on this pod.
Tales from the Crypt, Sid and Nancy, uh,
Is
Tank Girl.
the dead don't die? That's newish. It's 2019.
Yep. I really enjoyed The Dead Don't Die. It's a fun film.
It won a Palme d'Or, or got a nomination.
Yeah. And
A
he played a
Best
zombie in it.
Actress award.
It's a Jim Jarmusch film. I think it's got
Jim
Bill Murray and
Jarmusch. Oh,
Adam
that
Driver in it.
one. The
Oh,
comedy, the
Tilda Swinton's
zombie,
in it.
Tilda Swinton, Bill Murray. And
Yeah.
it's the horror
Close
comedy.
Vigny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do that with someone at one point
Yeah.
because that's right up
It
your
is a
alley, and
fun film.
I love a lot of the cast here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jim Jarmusch. I'm a Jarmusch fan. I am a
Yep,
Jim Jarmusch fan from way back.
same here.
Yeah, cool, cool. All right, we do
All right.
digress. We do digress.
Chantel Riley playing Emily Montgomery. That's the girlfriend. I thought she was the MVP of the film. She
Oh, okay.
didn't get
Okay.
sucked into the poor decision tree moments, other than like attending the weekend at all. I didn't think she got sucked into that too much, which is great. And her character made some good choices.
Well, that's actually well, you what you're doing there, if I may, is
Mm.
that you're saying that her character, you think is was MVP as if it is was a sports match. Yes.
Oh yes,
But yeah, yeah,
so
almost
most
literally.
valuable player.
Well, who is most valuable performer,
Yeah, most
so to
valuable form.
speak?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're going to give it that as well,
yeah.
that award as well.
That's what I'm giving. I really enjoy. Like she was where my eye kept being drawn throughout.
Okay, because mine's Mary Lynn. Mine's Mary.
Oh,
If you hadn't
she was great as
noticed,
well.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's real close,
Okay,
real
okay,
close.
okay. I like that. No, I like that. Let us know, children, who was yours for those that do watch at Evil Popcorn Pot. All right, and Bob Saget, I pretty much, you know, gave a little kind of mini
Yeah,
episodic history on Bob
yeah.
Saget.
He
Carter,
was a really good
Carter.
antagonist in this.
Oh, it's not antagonist. Uh, oh no, he was, I guess. I guess, because the dad was seen as the antagonist, or even Daniel was seen as the antagonist.
Yeah,
But yeah, but in terms of playing it out on screen, he really was,
yeah,
wasn't he? In terms of
yeah, yeah,
stopping the and yeah, because everyone's an asshole. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I know.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
there's
is
no
the
one in
thing.
this
Yeah,
that's clean.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I liked, which I think is that easier to relate to and like more, prefer more in comedy than in horror, because this is far more a comedy than a horror.
Yeah,
I think so. I think
yeah,
so.
yeah,
There's less baggage and weight to it because horror there's more emotional kind of weight and importance, certainly if you watch it for cathartic means, which a lot of
yeah,
horror people do. Yeah.
yeah, for
But
sure.
that's a whole episode unto itself. Carter, young Carter. Okay, we need to talk about Carter's the character of Carter and the portrayal of Carter. Because
So this is Varun Saranga.
yeah, thank you. Good
I liked him
performance.
too. I liked him too.
Yeah.
He and the girlfriend were probably the cleanest
Mhm.
out of the lot, except by association, I suppose.
Uh,
Uh, but
he
he did have that moment where
was
he was going to walk off with the cash.
well because he was Mia's whipping boy,
Yeah,
like black whipping boy to rich
yeah,
white woman. She was chasing him with a stick
yep,
at one point. It was pretty
yeah,
wild. Intentional?
probably.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah,
That's the wildest part of this movie in terms of the comedy. That's how far it's pushed. Yeah.
yeah,
Spoilers. Yeah.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
this by now. You know this by now. Pierce. Which one was Pierce?
Dax Ravina is the actor's name. Um, he was in VHS 94. The boyfriend.
Ah, the mailman.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Quotes. Yeah. So cool. Okay. He's not a nobody. And
But yeah,
he's yeah.
he was kind of featured extra, really, if you think about it.
Yeah. 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 Well, he had no lines, is the
No.
thing. But I liked the use of his character. Don't play with your nipple on camera, Jen. It was absent-minded, but let's not do that. I'm gonna make keep that in.
Sure,
Um,
one.
but yeah, overall cast, yeah, no one stood out going, oh, okay, okay. Except possibly, maybe, shout out Bjork. Daniel, how did we feel about Joel David Moore's character? I'm not going to say performance because I don't know the writing, the specs on the script, and
Okay.
whatever
So,
fuckery there was with production, because there was a bit
yeah.
of editing that was going on, scenes being cut, and that's budget cut. because
I
it
think
made
it might
sense
have been.
in the cut in the
Yeah,
sequence, but that you could have filmed that scene. You could have had a really cool fight scene there, but you
yeah.
didn't. You didn't have the money for it. I noticed that with this film. Speculation, but yeah.
I think it's possibly because Bob Saget might not have survived the production of this. Looking at the timeline, there's a
Good.
possibility some
Yeah.
of this the editing or the scenes had to be shot around the fact that they no longer had him.
Oh, that's much of a hiccup. Okay. Okay. Thank you for factoring that because I don't want to be disrespectful here at all.
Mm.
So yeah, thank you. Yeah,
It had
true that.
that
True that. Okay.
it had that small soldiers kind of vibe with the death of Phil Hartman. So the similar sort of thing happened there where he was killed murder suicide by his wife.
Oh,
It's one of
okay.
the reasons why the characters in the film don't have the action figure dudes don't have guns, is because the estate said, look, we're happy for you to finish the film, but we'd rather there were a couple of scenes where guns were pointed at Phil Hartman's character, and so they had to reshoot around that. Because they didn't want that disrespect of the guns being pointed at a man who'd just been killed by a gun. So yeah, there's a possibility that there was some shenanigans because they no longer had access to Bob Saget in this.
Daniel's character,
Yep.
um, we're jumping around with the plot here, but like he's trying to convince the family to stay together. That's his motivation, that's his goal,
Yep.
overall goal, which supersedes everything to a point. We'll get into
Yep. Yep.
that. Now the pathos that he shows that his character aggressively expresses in a very empathetic, sensitive way. Did you think it was too much at times? Or was kind of awkwardly placed in the tone of the film that it felt a bit, not quite placed right in the as a piece of the puzzle?
Yeah, it was odd. I hmm, I liked his journey from what he
Mhm.
was at the start of the
Mhm.
film to the end of the
Yes,
film.
yes, certainly by the end, absolutely.
But you're right.
Uh,
It wasn't a smooth transition.
yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And as I say, that's why I say not Joel's performance.
Mm.
Yeah. There was just
Yeah,
you needed to go back to the drawing board, that part of the script, and move a few cards in a little few different places would have got it. Yeah. Small
yeah,
little critique with that.
yeah,
Because once we're there, we're there. Once we're there. Once we're in, we're in. Once we're
yeah,
at the beach house, we're there. Yeah, beach house. Yeah. Because Daddy's rich. Iggy
yeah,
Pop plays, he doesn't know how much money he has, how rich he
yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's rich. And as you can see in the picture behind me, he is at his deathbed, and he's trying to convince. No, we'll get no, no, no. He doesn't try to convince his son to get his family back together because he hates his family except
yeah.
Daniel. Yeah,
He tries to persuade him that his family is
yeah,
awful and
yeah,
that he should
yeah,
just keep all the money.
yeah. Rich family, whoever wins gets all daddy's money, but you've got to stay together for a weekend and get along. Oh, but what if we kill the person who gets the most money, then we get more of a share? It goes from
Yeah,
there. That's
yeah,
yep, yeah, yep.
yeah, yep,
Yeah. Now, yeah, so and Iggy Pop is dead, and that's where we pretty much start from there. And Daniel and his girlfriend by private jet
yep,
go to the beach house, which is basically a mansion on the
yep,
beach. Yeah.
yep.
To do this, basically play this game because it is a
Yeah,
game. Yeah, this
yeah,
is a game
100%.
horror. Yeah, this is why I like it. I've always liked these movies, and I like mystery and murder mysteries and Hitchcock and all that sort of thing. This is a general overriding kind of history tropes, not the word. It's an historical trait of horror. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Cool. Do you want to start us off on the plot, please? I need more water.
Let
Good
me
sir.
find. because I couldn't find a good synopsis of this. Synopsis.
Okay. Um,
I look,
yeah,
didn't have a bad time. I've seen better versions of this. I've seen a lot worse versions of this.
sure.
Uh,
Hmm. Actually,
uh,
yeah, actually, rather than that, rather than that, why don't we talk about each character and the way that
okay.
they try to kill the other members of the family? Because that's pretty much going
Yeah.
to tie the plot together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know
Sure.
what I'm saying? Um, so we've got them behind you. Is that the whole cast? And I've got Iggy there. Do we have the whole cast behind us
I think
collectively?
the only one that's not there is the
Is
mailman.
the mailman and the slave, because I'm going to call him a slave
Oh yeah.
because he is treated like a
He's
slave in
pretty
this
much treated
movie.
like a slave. Yeah.
Pay certainly a page boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An intern.
What did you think of Mia? Yeah, let's start there. Of Mia Power.
Okay.
First of all, what is her character? What is who is she? What is she?
So Mary Lynn plays Mia. Mia is the main character's sister.
Mhm.
Uh, she's the one that procures the poison and tries to get her partner to put it in Daniel's wine while he's cooking them all a lovely dinner, where he has provided them each with a customized cake that has the invites to his and his girlfriend's wedding inside the cake cases that they just chuck out. Like that scene at the table after all of the poisoning shenanigans has gone on, where they're all just chucking the cakes and like shaking the boxes and stuff. It's just like you people are terrible, terrible
Because that,
people.
I mean, that is first. That is the first of Daniel's entreats to his family to come
Yes.
together and to love each other and spend time. Dad is dead.
Yes.
Let's respect dad, etc., etc.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're in boxes, nice ribbons. We have this. The what's the term? She is internet famous. Yeah.
An
She's
influencer.
an influencer. Thank you. Thank you. That's the term. Yes, she's an influencer, constantly live streaming. Just, yeah, you get
So
me.
that's Carly.
That's Carly.
Carly
She
playing
looks at
Jessica.
she looks at the box, goes, "Ugh, this looks cheap," and then just throws it behind her.
Yeah, yeah.
Mia goes, I think she says this smells cheap, and then
Yep.
also throws it behind her.
Yep.
Victor. Now, Victor is the black sheep of the family.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a drug addict.
Yep.
But he is a wild card as well
He
because
nearly
he,
snorts the poison.
yeah, I know, because that's where it goes. Anything in a jar, a vial, a
Goes up his
powder, a
nose.
white powder. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he knows that Daddy Iggy will bail him out. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
There's
I
a
mean,
conversation to that later in the film between him and Bob Saget's character as well, I
mhm,
think.
mhm,
What did I
mhm.
do? I covered up secrets.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. He doesn't know how to open the box. He goes, "What is this?" and shakes it violently until he throws the cake in his face. Yeah.
Yep.
And that comes up later on when, yeah, Daniel sees the open exploded cake. Yeah,
Yep.
that, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, POSs.
Yeah.
Absolute POSs. Yeah. Um, is Mia the biggest POS? What is Mia? Mia, what does
Uh,
she do? Is she just daddy's girl and just
yeah, I think
spends
so.
daddy's
Yeah.
trillions? Yeah.
There's probably a trust fund kid.
Yeah. Goes to charity galas and donates,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, okay. So, and we have the influencer, Victor, yeah, the black sheep. Is that all? Daniel,
Uh,
what does Daniel actually do?
it's not made clear.
No, it's not, is it?
I think it's possible he runs the business, but it's
Okay.
not brought up. It doesn't become
I,
a thing in the film.
so it's like Michael. from Arrested Development.
Yeah,
George
yeah,
Michael, however that way
George
it
Michael.
works in that show.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So it has kind of that kind of archetype, if you will, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that they're using there for this. Yeah. Well, Daniel's certainly out of being the biggest piece of shit because he's our nice guy. Victor's arrival. Can you talk about Victor's arrival? I've talked enough for now.
Victor,
You
Jason
remember how he
Jones.
arrives at the airport? How he gets there?
No.
Not of his own accord. He arrives in the boot.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, take it away. Take it away.
Yes, okay. Ah. Yeah, no, he's definitely the anchor, which is I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. You're going to do this because you'll get money out of it, and ends up in the boot of the car. Correct. Yes, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. That was actually a genuinely funny moment.
Mm, mm. That was when I stood up, when I sat up and went, this movie could have a little original touches. This is starting to get its
Yeah,
own flavor and feel now. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's a bit effed up. That's not
It
usual.
is.
Yeah. And they're drug
Uh,
dealers. Yeah. From wherever
yes,
in Eastern Europe you decide. And they give
non-specific Eastern Europe.
and they give him a lift in the back of the boot.
Yeah,
Not after laying in a few more boots, yeah, and saying that
yeah,
we'll see you next Monday and we'll take another finger because they've already taken a pinky, and that
yeah,
comes
yeah.
up back later on. Who needs a
Which is why
goddamn
throughout he's
pinky
wearing a yeah,
anyway? Yeah,
yeah, he's wearing a bandage on his hand throughout, so that they didn't have to worry
yeah.
about doing the prosthetic.
Yes. So when I say black sheep, the
Yeah.
blackest of the
Oh yeah,
black
noir.
sheeps,
Um,
noir level.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the guy that can't buy the Vanta Black?
Say that again, please.
So there's a guy on the internet developed the blackest black um paint that or color that you can get.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That
Ben
rings a bell.
Jensen. And there's someone that's not allowed to buy it. So Anish Kapoor is the guy. It's been exclusively licensed to Anish Kapoor Studio. So yes, yeah, he is Vanta Black Noir, in the for the purposes of this. So yeah,
Mhm, mhm, mhm. And our trust fund girl recognizes this in Victor and gives him a proposal, offers, up a proposal.
an
Uh,
alliance.
an alliance, yes. A new way to distribute the money around the family.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even before they sit down at the table, when they get to the resort to discuss the plans. Mia comes up with her own plan to dispose of Daniel, and she sees Victor's the perfect person to do it because he needs money now, set
Yeah.
by Monday.
Yeah. She can push him
Yeah,
around.
this is over the weekend. That's quite a nice setup. That was quite a nice setup because it's obviously going to happen. And we did point out that these are terrible people, and you get to know, you are shown that you are told that these are terrible people from the straight out the gate. Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
want more money, you need more money. I want more money, so let's kill him. We get more
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible
And here's some
people.
poison to do it with.
Yeah, absolutely. So Victor arrives, the lovely couple arrives. We discussed that. The influencer arrives, and yeah, I mean, she's just, denotative in terms of a character. Um, Now they get to the island, they get the invites. There's the will reading, yes, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And that's where we get to see Bob Saget's character. What's his character's name again, please, there, Baron?
his character's name is Lawyer Man. His character's name is Lawrence.
Lawrence.
I wasn't
Because
far off.
Lawrence has been Alfred from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's done whatever he does whatever Dad wants, yes,
Yeah.
and then therefore
Yeah.
he has done whatever Dad's children has demanded throughout their whole lives. Yeah. So
He's
for
covered up for them.
yeah, and he has covered up for them as well. Yeah. And since now that dad is dead, he's over that.
Mm,
And he's happy about it. He is happy
yeah,
about it, yeah. I liked the and if one of you don't get along or if you leave, break the rules of the game, your money
yeah,
is redistributed surely among the other players. That's my
yep,
favorite part. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm not your
pretty good.
bitch anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you've got a list of chores to do, which they immediately give to the intern.
Chores, work. Yes, because of course, as with all these movies, you have to have father giving, oh, if you're watching this, it's because I'm dead video.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, from Iggy Pop there. How did you feel about the movie at this point? Were you happy with everything because you've seen everything before up to this point?
Yeah, I was interested to see where it was going to go and what new stuff we were going to get.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Yes, yes, same, same.
yeah. And
Yeah,
what the kills would be like, because I knew there'd be at least one or two. There'd have to be at least one or two, just because, someone's got to be effective.
yeah. Okay, so in terms of that, let's keep that in our minds as well, because Mia and Victor are in alliance to kill Daniel early on. Do we see influencer's name again?
Uh,
Apologies.
Jessica.
Jessica. Do we see Jess's alliance with the mailman yet at this point? Sorry, spoiler, but have to.
Not not quite, but it's about to come up.
Yes, it's about to. We haven't seen the mailman yet at this
No, not yet.
point. No, yeah.
Not
What's
yet.
after? What's after? Daddy's eulogy is not the word, but you get me.
So
Video
they do
goodbye.
the video, they get on the plane, they get to the site. Daniel starts cooking dinner, and we see the cake boxes.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
where Mia and Victor try to poison him by putting the poison in the wine glass, which he wasn't going to drink. He was going to tip it in the
Mm.
food, which means they would have all got poisoned. He takes
Mhm.
a small taste of the poisoned wine on the spoon,
But it
which makes
hasn't
him
been stirred in
unwell.
and is sunk to the bottom as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is a
Uh,
heavy powder. Yeah. It doesn't float to
yeah.
the top. Yeah, please.
It makes him unwell, but it doesn't kill
Hmm.
him.
Hmm. I like that touch. I like that
Yeah.
attention to detail. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's when Victor panics and chucks out the food and tries to replicate very quickly the uh the
Yeah.
the the
Hold on.
chef level
Before we
soup.
go there, keep put a pin in that because it is
Sure.
great. I've
Yeah.
really enjoyed up until this point the rest of the family's Daniel's siblings' attitude towards him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they grew up in this house as well. Yeah,
Yep.
so that is
Yeah.
important as well. And they haven't been back for years, and they haven't shared a meal since some of them were 4 years old together. Yeah,
Yeah.
this family
And a
does
lot of them.
not get along.
of them but Daniel were sent off to various boarding schools and
Yeah. Daddy's not great. Daddy wasn't neglectful. He wasn't abusive, but
mm,
he was neglectful in that sense. Typical ultra rich white guy. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. We all
I'm
like
going to
Iggy
make these
Pop,
children I'm going to
but
make these children
yeah.
someone else's problem.
Yes. Yeah. But saying that as well, you know, you have responsibility for your own life, certainly when you are privileged rich people as well to get yourself together, etc., etc. They are that bad, though. They are that extremely bad. But yes, so they've grown up into this in this house together. Daniel's the only really nice person out of all of them. A little
Yeah.
too nice in terms of betrayal, but that's another story. Um, he's talking about, oh, if this house could only speak, hey? The
Yeah.
stories
Did it
which,
tell you to fuck off or something? I think it said, wasn't it?
yeah. And when Daniel goes, oh, if this house could speak, and then Mia goes, it would tell you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That sums up the attitude that
Yeah.
everyone has towards Daniel. But please carry on. You were talking. We had a pin in.
Oh, yes. So he chucks out the food that
Mhm.
Daniel has been making when Daniel goes off to go to the bathroom or something like that.
And
And then
Daniel's
tries to,
process of making the food is so annoying as well.
oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
intentionally annoying with it, yeah, in
Yeah.
the way it's written.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that with
Oh,
the
yeah. 100%.
making of the food. It takes, it's got to take an hour to slowly reduce, blah, blah, blah. And so
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
family is at the dinner table forced to interact and reminisce. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
He's doing it on
happening.
purpose.
Yeah, take it away.
It's purposeful. So then we see Victor trying desperately in 3 minutes to replicate what Daniel has been doing by like microwaving the vegetables and then sticking them in a blender and then pouring that in. They all end up sick from it. Everyone that actually eats from it doesn't really like it, which was great. But I think there might also have still been some
It was funny.
poison
It was good. Yeah,
in the bottom of the dish when he
yeah.
recooked it.
Because Victor, remember, they're children of the popcorn. Victor doesn't know how to open a box with a ribbon on it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for those watching, it's literally
Yeah.
two easy movements. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the way that he tries to quickly recreate the dish, violent chaos. Yeah. And because
Yeah.
Victor's life is violent, erratic chaos. Yeah. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not an aggressive guy towards people. He's not running around beating people up or anything or
No.
stabbing people for money or anything, but it just leaves a path of destruction behind him and goes and looks behind him, go, oh, how did that happen? That is Victor. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. And it's not that he doesn't care about his well, he doesn't care about his brother, but he's not killing him because he's like an evil, violent person. It's just
No.
what I need to do next to get more drugs is kill this person. That's
Yep.
the simpleton level that this guy is on. Yeah,
Yeah. This
yeah,
is
it's unique.
this is an impediment to me getting more drugs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm not mad with any of the characterizations, apart from the little transition we've talked about up until this point. But I do
Yep.
need to say there's because I have seen it before. Yeah, we've talked about Knives Out. There's Ready or Not. I will throw into
Ah,
this as well. Yeah,
such a good movie.
yeah, because we're talking about white, rich, privileged people playing torturous, cruel games on one individual for their own entertainment. Yeah,
Yep.
because they're dead inside, essentially. These games, these
Yeah.
movies, yeah, and I have seen those before, and those movies, it's not money, it's it's it could be live factors of production in terms of ease and being able to create something less demands, etc. But there's a level of expertise that this movie just doesn't quite reach up to.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm not as engaged as I think the director, the creators intend for you to be at this point in the plot, but I'm still interested to see what they come up with. Is that a fair way to
Yeah.
put it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to manage expectations for our children there as well. Yeah. Have we had kills yet?
Uh, no,
No. Okay. Thank you.
no.
Thank you.
But we think Daniel's not well. Like yeah, no, there's no deaths yet.
Mhm.
Um, so then we get to dinner,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is awful
Yeah.
because Victor made the food.
Yeah, no, I mean, looking at it, it's disgusting through the screen, and so the reactions are valid and well performed. Because they do throw up. One of them throws up, remind me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it was pretty cool. It was pretty gross. Yeah,
yeah.
quite
Now I think at
satisfyingly
this point,
gross.
we're starting to get the conversation. So Daniel's in his room, he's lying down, he's not well. Then we're starting to get the conversation between him and his fiance of let's just get
Yeah,
out of here.
yeah, yeah,
These
that's
people
right.
are
Yeah, thank you.
terrible. I don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. And he's
Yeah,
still very keen
he's
on I can convert
still
my family into good people.
okay. Okay, yeah, yeah. Now she doesn't. I mean, I'll chop around what we're talking about revealing. She doesn't leave at this point.
No, not quite yet.
Not quite sure. Okay, thank you, thank you. But she is basically aghast at his determination, his pig-headed stubbornness to,
Yeah.
carry his and his father's wishes through. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is ridiculous as a viewer, as a spectator. You go, no, this is absurd. You're a buffoon because these
Yeah.
are terrible, terrible people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
seen
No.
they are physically, proactively trying to kill you. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
don't care who
Yeah.
finds out. They're not
No.
doing this
And
quietly.
that's the ridiculous thing about this too, is like most of their methods would have definitely attracted attention from the police.
So much so,
In
so
a
much so.
in a
But
it
they're
was you what done it kind of
yeah,
way.
yeah. Um,
But they weren't
but
subtle.
apart from Dad's the only one who could buy the cops off.
Yeah.
They're not that powerful. Yeah, they're rich,
No.
but they're not powerful people. There's
Yeah.
plenty of influences. There's plenty of trust funds. Kids. There's plenty of drug addicts. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think we're about the point now where Bob Saget's character Lawrence discovers that he's been given a clock. Now,
Please,
at
please.
this point, at this point in the film, I turned to the Pirate Queen who was watching with me and said, I guarantee you, like the counterweight in that clock is a bag of diamonds or something. Like there's something in
Absolutely,
that
of
clock.
course. Straight away, straight away. But I loved that Lawrence didn't get it. And
Yeah.
Lawrence was losing his mind at this point. And yeah, and that was shown through the film
Oh,
itself.
yeah.
Yeah. I dedicated my life to you,
Yeah.
and this is what you give me, screaming at the picture like a 90s thriller, like they did in 90s thrillers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Psychosexual.
Yeah.
I know, a single white female style. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, now that I think about it, but that circles back around. There's a lot that comes back around in this movie, actually, in terms of the plot and foreshadowing and little devices. Yeah, yeah. Do you like
Yeah.
this moment? I enjoyed this moment with the clock.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I mean, admittedly, the what comes from that was lampshaded for me because I picked it because I've watched a bunch of these and just knew that there would be something
Of
inside the
course,
clock,
yeah.
which it proves there was. Like a bunch of money, was in the clock, but he didn't even stop to look at it. He kicked it over and then was taking the very obvious money in the bags.
Mhm, Yeah, 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 precisely, precisely. And what you had seen, what is the character's name again? Our young page boy.
His name was Carter.
And what we've seen Carter go through up until that point as well.
Yeah.
You're going,
So he's
yeah,
he's
take
out
it,
digging,
take
trying
the
to dig a
money,
hole in the
take the
bedrock.
money, please.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he's trying to cut coconuts in half.
He's not even
Like
allowed
he's
to
doing,
sit
doing the
down and
chore.
have a proper meal at this
Yeah,
point. At that point, a proper nice meal. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Mia is disgusting. Mia's morality is
oh
disgusting.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Um,
it's about now that we see the mailman. So
Okay.
The so Pierce is his name, I believe, and he is the boyfriend of Emil, no, of Jessica.
Of Jess, our
Jessica, yeah.
influencer Jess.
Yeah.
Is he the boyfriend or just someone she's twisted around her little finger? There's a
Six of
question.
one, half dozen of the other. It could
Yeah,
go either way. It's
yeah,
not
entirely.
expressly revealed.
Mm, mm.
I
Now
will
that I
assume
think
both.
about it, though, it probably is because she's that ridiculous to kill her
Yeah,
family members to be with, and also
yeah,
to keep it secret as well. She wouldn't want her followers to know. Yeah,
yeah,
because of class, status.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we get the mailman,
Also
the
disgusting
lovely
morality.
we the lovely scene between her and Lawrence where she's recording him stealing the money, and then he persuades her to delete the video that she's taken of him.
Yes, this is their forced alliance. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And they both recognize their mutual Machiavellian traits in each other. And there's a mutual respect. There's not a liking.
Mm.
There's not a kind of bonding together for life or anything here. Yeah,
Yeah.
all for one and
Yeah.
one
No.
for all. No, but there
No.
is. I did enjoy that exchange. Yeah, yeah. And again, we see more of the, let's say, the repertoire of Bob Saget that a lot of people haven't
Mm.
seen. And being his
Yeah.
last role, very glad he
Yeah.
got to do
He
this.
was
Yeah.
he was suitably awful in this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He plays a great heel, to use a wrestling
Mm.
term. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to use a
Yeah. Yeah.
heel
Heel
because
image.
he does a heel turn in this. Yeah,
Mm.
totally. Yeah.
That's
Okay. Yes. So that deal is made.
Yeah, that's the heat that he brings to this. But yes, so they
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
they
Nice.
fought. They have that forced alliance. But he's still going to take 50%. No, wait, 75%. I'm not
75.
greedy.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm greedy after all.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Because she just said, because Jess goes, oh, I'm actually beginning to like you. And he almost sheepishly responds with, oh, nobody said that to me before. Oh, yeah, no,
yeah.
no, I can understand why. Oh, little. Right, 75%. I'm
Yeah,
greedy
there's
after
that.
all.
I'm greedy. Yeah,
It was a return, cut, a return thrust after
yeah,
that. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that because it does have, it does harken back to dangerous liaisons and so blah blah blah.
yeah,
This type of writing. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Now it's at
Okay, okay.
this point of the film that we really descend into the farce of it all. With
Absolutely. Noise
is
is
this
off
Daniel's
level.
body?
Noise is
Is
off
this
level.
Pierce's
Yeah.
body? We've got a ladder. We're gonna get caught, then we don't get caught, and then we're
Mhm.
misunderstood, and then we're not. And it
Girlfriend
just
comes
that.
back. They're literally talking noises off on a higher level,
Yep.
running past, screaming at each other. Go, what the hell's
Yeah.
that about? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I
Total
think just
farce.
before this is where she leaves. So she goes, "No, that's it. I've had enough of this. I'm out."
Hmm.
Then they do all of the
Hmm.
shenanigans with the bodies and the ladder, and Pierce gets stabbed with a machete. Um,
That's right. Mia arrives with a machete. That's right. I forgot
yeah, yeah.
that.
Um, Victor and Carter are getting more and more covered with blood. Um,
Yes,
it's
yes.
both the iguana
Uh,
blood and Pierce's blood. The scene
because
where they
hold on
tell
one
Carter
sec.
to go and get rid of the body.
One said because Carter was also their children. Carter is a gullible fool as
Yeah,
well, because he kind of loves Mia as well.
yes,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
bizarre thing about their relationship at the start. He goes through so much and does so much for her and is put through so much by her.
yeah,
It's kind of crazy watching. Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
you've got to understand he is the archetypal fool in this as
Yeah.
well. Sorry, I just want to point
If
that
you
out. Carry on. Yeah.
if you wanted to draw a comparison, it would be Guillermo in the What We Do in the Shadows TV series,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Good,
where
good.
he's been
Yeah.
promised. that he'll be made a vampire at some
Mhm.
stage. So I dare say
Mhm.
Carter has had a similar sort of problem, similar sort of thing promised to him, which is
Yeah,
like, oh, I will make you a partner, or I will give you money, or I'll marry you.
yeah.
Like it,
Which
it, it
is
could be
yeah,
romantic.
which is part of the, what class status does to people, what people will do for money,
Yeah,
etc. Theme of
yeah,
this
yeah.
movie. Yeah, yeah.
And he nearly left. He nearly left with a bag of money. He should have left with
He
a bag
should.
of money.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. Hmm.
Um, So yes, the fast ladders. Oh, I really like the scene where they're dealing with uh Pierce's body and Carter's playing with the machete, like he can't get it out, and then he like wobbles it in the chest. It was a really nice little piece of practical effect that I liked.
Yeah, yeah. The way that these two do get covered in blood from Joel's body and the iguana as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the
yeah. Oh,
iguana's
that's
there
right.
from the
Because
start, children.
Victor
Yeah.
Victor gets attacked by the iguana, and Carter
Yeah.
kills it with the chainsaw.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's basically kind of
Yes.
a little Evil Dead mini homage to the way the blood spatter is used. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
really good.
So therefore, yeah, as you can see, they're children with the kills.
Yeah,
There is a kind of little horror kind of homage referential kind of actions going on. Yeah,
yeah.
little
Now
moments in
I
this film.
missed something. So at one point, Victor drinks some milk or something, and then
Yes.
I think we're supposed to assume that he dies, but I think he just passes out. What was with the milk? I didn't like he throws up and then passes out, smashing the coffee table.
Yeah, 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 because that was part of the white the poison put in with the
Oh,
wine.
okay.
It
Right.
had to be
Okay.
mixed in, and if you didn't mix it in, he would just be, and then it cut off, and then it revealed that he would be throw up everywhere, like food poisoning
Yeah.
to the level of food
Okay.
poisoning. Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
I missed that. But yeah,
yeah.
so that
It was a
because that
nice
came as a shock.
detail. It was a really cool
Yeah.
detail. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It came as a shock to me. Like he drinks the thing, throws up, passes out. I was like, oh, is he
yeah.
dead?
Yeah,
Oh,
and milk's gonna make it far, far worse.
yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
You might throw orange juice atop. Why don't you? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So now we cut to the girlfriend in the car driving away, making the decision to return.
Yes, and I did like the breakup scene essentially of that
Yeah,
because he says she without it was subtext, without saying other words, he said I choose you, sorry, I choose the family over you and she at the same time through the subtext in the scene is saying, so are you really choosing this bunch of assholes over me? Yeah,
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 yeah. And because the lighting is dark, there's moody music. It was their breakup. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, crazy. Because she is really good. She is the one solid
yeah.
real person in this film.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I'll give you that with
And,
her. Absolutely.
and Joel is getting further, sorry, Daniel is getting further and further away from liking his family. Like every interaction he has with them brings him closer and
Yes.
closer to his decision.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Because isn't it and just the next beat before her driving away is him discovering how bad they are, or is that
Yeah.
after? It is
I think
before.
I think it's before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
that's
how
your
does he
inciting.
discover again exactly? Is it through the
Oh,
invite? No, it's a
yes,
beat.
yeah, the cake and the invite in the bin.
Yes, he sees that,
So,
doesn't he? And then
so that
he finds a piece of paper, doesn't he find something about the fact that someone's trying to kill him?
oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, there's something along those lines.
So
Then there's
what he
the
pulls out
cake
of what he
is the
pulls out of the
final
cake
nail of
box.
realization.
Yeah. So he pulls the cake box out of the bin. So it's obviously been opened. He doesn't know that they didn't even look in the boxes. So he pulls out the invitation to his and Emily's wedding, and it's like, oh, well, they know I'm getting married, and they've chucked this in the bin. So that's his inciting incident, which is like, no,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
I these people are irredeemable.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And then he calls the girlfriend And
Yep.
then because she goes, "Oh, you're actually going to call me now." You see how
Yeah.
actually angry she is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I liked it because it was intentional. I'll throw it out there. It's like, "Oh, you've made a black woman pissed off. You don't know.
Yeah.
You're in trouble now there, white boy."
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 You done
Um,
stuffed up.
you could be right about MVP now that we're plotting it out, now that we're speaking
Yeah.
out the plot. Yeah. The characterization was very good. It was very
Yeah.
good. Okay, so where are we up to next? We're going well with
So
this.
this is where he starts dinner version 2, where they're all
Yeah, okay. The
oh no,
barbecue.
yeah, yeah.
We sit
Yeah,
down to
so
the family barbecue, yeah? The
they're all
inside barbecue. Yeah, cool.
yeah, they're all taped to the chairs, and he's doing the basically he's brought the barbecue inside, he's covered money and fuel. Oh, actually, sorry,
Ah,
there is one scene before this.
yes. Good,
They're
go.
outside, and he's got the bag of money,
Uh-huh.
and we do the scene with the tiki torch and the petrol can. And so he gives
Yes.
them one opportunity to persuade him that they deserve the money, they deserve to be family and all that sort of stuff. And only by speaking truth does he go, no, no, that's true. We are all awful people. You are all terrible people. I know
Mhm.
you were all sent away to boarding school. I was daddy's
That's right.
favorite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah.
And then we get to the family barbecue inside with them taped to chairs and him slowly burning all the money, and he's also burning the
And
envelope.
stocks and
Yeah,
bonds and
yeah,
property, rental
yeah,
title, property title, sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Lots of capital, lots of assets, and then boom, money, teasing, burning money.
yeah,
As he's basically teasing the confession out of them that you were trying to kill me. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the next level of the
yep,
interrogation. Is yeah.
yep.
Did okay, good. This is a good question for now. This point of the plot. Did you think he was gonna kill him?
No,
No, you didn't.
no,
I was
I didn't think he had actual
curious.
murder in his heart.
Okay,
I think that's the reason why they were taped to chairs, not chained to chairs,
okay, okay,
because you can get
okay.
out of that tape eventually. That tape will come off.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, he did not have murder in his heart, even though he probably should have.
We need to mention that Jess, the influencer, has trailed petrol throughout the house
Yes,
before now as
but he didn't
well.
know that.
He
He didn't
doesn't
know that.
know that. Yes, and he has started the inside barbecue. That's yeah.
Yes,
We need to put those two pieces together. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And very Scream Girls. There's Jess's comparison. If you've ever seen
yeah,
that show, she's a
yeah.
Scream Queen. Scream Queen.
Scream Queens.
There we
Yeah,
go. Yeah, yeah, totally.
yeah,
The way she walks through with the petrol can whilst holding
yeah.
the phone. Yeah,
Oh, and the shot was really good. Like it
it
was
was
framed.
beautiful tracking shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
following tracking shot with it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some good elements, some good, mise en
Yeah.
scene in this. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
okay. So yeah, and yeah, he's teasing the money. Yeah, taunting the confession out of them because they and their reactions to the money being burnt, to the money being burned. Yeah,
Oh, like it was like he'd set
monster.
them.
I can't look.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they were being burnt themselves.
Yeah, yeah, like burning their own children to that level.
Yeah.
They've actually showed the first time they've shown any real emotion throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Proper real, like it felt like it
yeah.
actually was hurting them.
Okay, now to go back to my original question, did you think he was going to kill him? You did not.
No.
Okay, I was a wee bit curious, I will admit, and to dovetail onto that, Joel's performance, the transition from this little kind of final closing segment of his arc, yeah,
Mm.
well, the penultimate, was performed really well, and it was
Yeah.
written and shot and shown really well. Yeah, it was
Very tightly shot.
much smoother than the initial. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In all facets of production, I will give
And
it that.
the
Yeah, I
look on
enjoyed
Bob
it.
Saget's face when it was revealed that the clock had money in it, just great, beautifully done. So when Carter goes, oh yeah, I found there's money in the clock. It was in the clock.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and at the end where he gives his little he admits the fault of the major fault of his character. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. But we're not quite there yet because the money's been burned. There's the reactions. What happens next?
So that's when the
Burnt.
girlfriend gets back.
Yes.
He picks up his envelope and a bag of money, and they leave.
No, no, he
Um,
leaves. He leaves the bag on the table
no, because
because
there was two bags. There was two
yeah,
bags. He
but
tips
we
the bag
don't
of money
know
down.
that. We don't know that yet.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
because he's threatening to burn the whole bag. Because
Yeah,
watching it, you're going, oh, you're going to really do that? You're going to leave
yeah,
yourself with nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah. Um, which is part of the mania he was portraying, which I was
yeah.
impressed by, just overall,
Yeah, it was
just
good.
impressed by. Yeah. And then yeah, the girlfriend comes back. He leaves the money with her, but then he knocks the candle over.
Yes,
Yes.
accidentally. Is
Accident.
it accidental?
Yes, it was. I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I, re I rewound to
Okay.
check. I did.
I should have,
Yeah,
but didn't. But yeah,
yeah. Um, and he's leaving with her, and then we see nice guy Dan return.
yep,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah. And he goes, no, and then yeah, no, you're right. I'm a god. Yeah, they have that quiet moment, that very,
yep,
uh generic in terms of film genre moment. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, no, 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 you're right. You're enough. You are enough. You are all I
yeah,
need. I don't need these assholes. I was a fool. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
you're goddamn right. Don't do it again. I still love you. That sums
yeah.
up that moment. Yeah. That exchange. And
I mean,
then they yeah.
admittedly, he's doing that with a pocket full of like deeds and property and
Yeah, he's kept some money for himself, which I liked
yeah,
as well because yeah, of course you would. You
yeah.
would
Of
do
course you,
that, Scott? Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, you and
yeah.
Pirate Queen? Of course you would.
Oh yeah, for sure.
and and he did it for him for him and his what's the character what's the girlfriend's actual character's name as we finish off.
Emily.
He did it for Emily as well. That was
Yeah,
obvious as well because yeah, he never fell out of love with her even when he had his complete mania of
yeah.
moment
He was
of letting her
very
go.
much
Yeah,
blinkered. He's very much blinkered.
yeah,
He's like, I must have a nice family. I must have a nice
yeah.
family, and
But
everything else was out of his vision.
yeah, even when he let his girlfriend, well, separate from her, let's say that it was a
Yeah,
separation in that moment. It
yeah.
wasn't a breakup, it was a separation and not a complete divorce.
It
He
was a
still
blip.
did it. He still did it through love, with the intent
Yeah,
of love. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You
yeah,
never
yeah.
lost that with Daniel. Even in the moment when I was curious, oh, is he that angry with him? Yeah, yeah. That was due
Yeah.
to the character and the writing. Yeah, yeah. It was a moment of kayfabe, another wrestling, the wrestling, vernacular there. Okay. Are they driving off with the fire in the background? The mansion
Uh,
and
yes.
complete Dante's Inferno in the background?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the final moment, the final shot. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And did you think the family died? These are just, rhetorical questions, pretty much. Well, not rhetorical
Okay.
is not the word. I'm not answering them. I'm just presenting them.
Yeah. So in my head,
Please.
there's two versions of the ending of this film that lead to a sequel.
Okay.
So sorry, there's two versions of the end of this film. One of them leads to a sequel, and
Cool.
it leads to a horror sequel. So in one version, they all die in the house fire. Um, and it's just credits, and
Sure.
it's an
Yeah.
unfortunate accident, and nothing comes back on Daniel.
It gives the movie a very macabre twist. It ends with more of a horror than a comedy tone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Carry on.
But the other version in my head is one of them survives, probably Mia or maybe Jessica, and they then in the second film get revenge.
Jess, I'd say Jess because we have the internet there to expand the universe out more from the
Yeah,
beach resort there. And
yeah,
the news of the family's death through the internet, it wouldn't go through the papers nowadays. That would be my choice.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like that. Yeah, okay. Um, but that's if you want a sequel. Did you, Scott,
yeah,
think they died as they drove off?
yeah. I think they all
You
died.
you think they all died? I don't think
Yeah.
they did. I think the tone intentionally that was being put across was no, they get away because you do see them fall over at the end. They do start the getting out of the chair process
Okay.
going,
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
I hate
True.
you. You're all a bunch of idiots. And then they get
Yeah.
out. We don't see anyone start to catch on fire or anything. They
Mm.
like cut back to them lovingly look at each other, the couple, and drive off or anything like that. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they do get away. But you're going to go through, yeah, a hell of a hot and awful time getting out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Which
think
could
I
lead to
want
the
them to die
family's
because they're.
revenge. I don't know. After you.
I think I want them to die because they're all awful people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. Totally. And I did appreciate that about this because I'm a big fan of It's Always Sunny. And it had little touches of that throughout, certainly having Gail the
Yeah.
Snail in there, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, overall feelings in terms of how do we rate it there, Baron?
Look, it's probably just a pass for me. Maybe a 2.75.
Okay.
Um, on its way to a 3. I think the film did suffer probably from the death of Bob Saget. I think there was some stuff that
Hmm.
they had to do that they weren't planning to do that caused them some issues. Also, the fact that it was a retooled script from 2016 that was written for an all African American cast, and it got
Oh,
retooled to the film we saw.
oh, what happened there? That's interesting. An all
Uh,
African cast would have been
yep.
another movie entirely,
Well, it would. I mean, you keep bringing up the Fresh
would it?
Prince,
Yeah.
uh, and it would have had that very much that sort of feel of that family
Well, the
to it if it
social
was all African American.
commentary would have been on another level. I will say
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
will say that confidently. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that movie as well. Interesting, interesting.
So it was
So,
called, I think, Blue Iguana was the name of the film originally.
oh, is it where they threw an iguana in there?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, okay.
makes sense now, right?
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Fascinating, fascinating. Thank you, Scott. Okay. So you're going for 2.75, did you say?
2.75 on its way to a 3. If I watch it again, it might change. But yeah, at the moment, it's at least a pass.
Mhm,
Um, I enjoyed
mhm,
it. I thought the characterization was really good. I really enjoyed the setting. I enjoyed Bob Saget being a villain,
mhm,
um, and our sort of something nothing, very generic hero in Joel David Moore for Daniel Powell. I enjoyed that. But I think the two standouts for me in the film were Chantel Riley, who played Emily Montgomery, and Varun Saranga, who played Carter. They were my standouts.
Okay, okay. I will give it to Mary Lynn, Mia Powell, who played Mia Powell, and Bob Saget, who played Lawrence. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And my overall feelings, excuse me, I have heard you, Baron. And yes, so you're saying, because what's two? Two is just good, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you are saying very good. You're giving it very good.
yeah.
Yeah, to be specific with our rating terminology. So I thought about that while you were talking there. Am I going to give it a 3.5 because that means very satisfying, which I'm
Sure.
not because I wasn't very satisfied. We have talked about how we've seen this movie before, and there is the Act Two lull, bit of meandering has gone on, and we've talked about this almost in depth. That
Mm.
little problem in filmmaking and writing that everyone suffers from, myself included. And this film does suffer from that, and the fact that I've seen it before, but with more dynamism.
Mm.
Ready or Not, Knives Out, et al. I can't say very satisfying, but I can say satisfying
Sure.
because being the dark comedy, edgy comedy fan that I am, and having Bob Saget and Mary Lynn,
Mhm.
Gail the Snail from It's Always Sunny being represented here, and the overall tone of this leaning into macabre, grand guignol, almost kills in this, almost splatterpunk kills in this, yeah. I do have to give it satisfying. I was satisfied by it. I was not mad at all that I, was obligated, thank you, Peter, to watch
Yeah.
this. So, yeah, 3 out of 5. Satisfied,
Okay.
satisfying. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we
So,
we
good,
pretty
a good
much fit
movie. Good movie. Yeah,
yeah, it was good. We
yeah.
we fit pretty much with IMDb. IMDb is giving it a 5.4 out of 10.
Hmm.
So it's above a pass. So we've probably gone to about 2.8, 2.9. So that's about a 5.6. So yeah, we're
Okay,
falling just a little bit
nice.
above the IMDb general score.
Okay, nice, nice. So yes, you know what to expect. Yeah, and you get what was, yeah, hyped pretty much with
Yeah.
this. And yeah, and if you like gory kills and if you're a fan of not so accessible, acceptable comedy, definitely check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, is what I'd say about this. Yeah. And thank you, Walkden Entertainment / Publicity, Peter Walkden, for
Yeah.
allowing us to spread the word about this film and check it out now digitally. I'm not au fait with the top VOD platforms where to go. Google, yeah, it will come up, of course.
Yeah. And
Cool.
if I have a look on Flickmetrics and a couple of other aggregator sites, it generally sits between 5.5 and 6 out of 10. So yeah, we're pretty much
Hmm.
right on the money with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. A fair assessment. I'm going to start the plugs, if I may, there,
Yeah,
Barrett.
do it.
Because my return to theatre is it's going well at this point of time. It wasn't at a certain point, which is always spiritually harrowing, but
Yes.
you get to that point, which is just the relief. It's the endorphins. It's near heroin. If you don't know their children, don't find out if you don't. And it's at a good place. I'm looking forward to it. Perfect Murder. It's a macabre little who's gonna do it piece like this. And it's at the Incinerator Theatre, Ipswich, in association with Ipswich Little Theatre. Google it on all the socials, on mine in particular, Gene Banyard 33. If you want to follow me, Facebook, Instagram, as always, follow us as well at Evil Popcorn Pod. All of our socials are on there. And we are video focused on YouTube and audio focused on Spotify, Apple, and all of the others. But most of you listen to those two.
Yeah.
Baron, what's going on in your world?
So let's see. I'm currently teaching a beginner's course for Improv Queensland, which is on the shirt here. Uh, I still do some work with Act React. We've got a kids show coming up, which is Jaws for Kids, which will be interesting. Not sure how that's going to go, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Uh, I've just had the
Okay,
release
cool.
of the Into the Cthulhu verse book, which went really well. We sold a few copies of that. And
Congratulations.
to that one listener that came and caught up with me when they saw my Poppy shirt at
Mm,
Supernova,
mm.
you know who you are. Well done. Thank you for the
Thank
questions.
you. In the future, when we're huge, you will be a
Yeah,
day
yeah.
oneer.
You'll
You're a
remember.
day oneer. Yeah, you have
Yeah,
that
yeah,
title. We grant you
yeah,
that. We
yeah.
gift you, bequeath you that title.
Let's see what else. I will be in an as yet unnamed show at the uh, Anywhere Theatre Festival. So the Anywhere Theatre Festival, I'm working
Okay.
with another improviser in Brisbane called Brad Daniels. He does Edge Comics. So I'll give them a plug. They do independent comic production. And yeah, he does improvisation as well. So I'll be in a show with him. I think that's it. We've got obviously, Escape Manor and Evil Corp and
Evil
all that sort of
Corp.
thing as per usual.
Um, what's Cade's company? Let's give him one.
Splatter VHS.
Yes, yes, check out what he's doing, always doing interesting stuff. Shout out Cade, catch up with you
Yeah.
soon. And
And
if you want
Supernova. I'd have to say
to,
Supernova as well.
yeah, and congrats again to Supernova for the con, saw the pics, looked great as always.
Yeah.
And you're growing, you're expanding. We can cut this out if you want, but you may have to go to a bigger venue next year, yeah?
Yeah, possibly. If
Yeah.
there's one exists on the Gold Coast, but I think the GCEC is the biggest venue on the Gold Coast.
Cool, cool. Now in terms of a perfect mood, if you want to come and see it, because this will be out in time, Ipswich Little Theatre is what you want to Google and go to their socials. Be it they're mostly Facebook, this is repertory theatre, so they're going to be using Facebook, you know what I'm saying? But there'll be Instagram, etc. out there if you use more of that sort of thing. Yeah, and come along to that. And yeah, is that plugs, shout outs?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right. It is time to finish your popcorn there, children.
Yes.
Yeah. Finish it
Yeah.
all up. It's been very satisfying. Thank you again,
Mhm.
Peter Walkden Entertainment Publicity. So what should they do now, dear Baron? What should they do now?
Go to bed, children. Go to bed.
Oh, I love it when you're evil. This is me at my most evil. Do you even laugh?